this just arrived about 2 days ago. It's a 1998 Toyota Hiace, and it was an ambulance in Tokyo, Japan. More specifically, this is a KZH 138, which means it's got the 1KZ engine, which is the 3-litre turbo diesel, and this one's only got 40,000 Ks, so for a diesel Toyota that's basically nothing. It's a 100 series Hiace with the extra long wheelbase, which you can tell by the extra window on the passenger side. It's a high roof, it's full-time 4-wheel drive, and it's already got a dual battery set up from factory, wired to all the lights and everything like that. All of this makes it perfect for what I want to do with it, which is basically an overland / light camper build. Something to cart all my surfboards, snowboards, my mountain bike all over New Zealand, up the mountains, down on beaches, basically so I can sleep wherever I like. I'm going to keep the videos for this build reasonably fast paced, so in each video you should be able to see some pretty big changes. I just wanted to show what the imports kind of look like when they show up, so with all the writing on the windscreen, usually in pretty rough condition and in need of a pretty good polish. And as tempting as it is to keep the whole ambulance thing going on, I can't actually get it road legal here with all the sirens and the lights and things like that. And I'd rather start with a clean canvas. So the first step is going to be pulling the gurney out of the back as well as the rest of the rear fit out. I'll have to pull the headlining out so it can go to bodywork and the roof can get shaved. At the same time, there's a little bit of rust by the front windscreen which will get sorted out. And the whole bottom is going to be undersealed to prevent it from rusting in the future. So yeah, I guess I'll get straight into it, get it down to the workshop and get to work. Alright, so it's about 2 days later and I've been going down the big rabbit hole of pulling this thing apart. So the first thing I did was pull out the whole kind of ambulance medic fit out that was in the back of it, so now it's all empty. We pulled out the front windscreen so this bit of rust here can get fixed. We also want to make sure the drains, which look a bit rusty as well, are all clear so it doesn't rust again in the future. There's also a little bit of rust over here. You might notice I've pulled out the dashboard as well, just to make it a little bit easier to do all of that job. And then on the inside, I've pulled all of the headlining down, which is a massive job, just taking off all the little bits and pieces that were holding that in and attached to it, including the big bulge thing there that covers the AC unit. And I've just pulled the insulation down on the areas underneath the siren lights and the megaphone at the back there as well. And of course I've pulled off the siren lights and the megaphone as well. So now it can go to bodywork and the guy that's working on it will be able to just weld those up. No chance of catching anything on fire, I hope. Yeah, I actually tried to take these off myself with a little tool that he gave me, but our compressor isn't actually powerful enough to keep up with the tool, so I'm just going to leave that to him. He'll do a better job of it anyway. Yeah, and then after I get it back from him, we can start to make it look cool, or get it road legal, move on to the next thing. Alright, the van is finally back. It's been over a month now, so I can't remember where I got up to with all the filming and everything. Also, I've got to put all of this stuff, bit of that stuff over there, and all of this back together, like the roof lining, the dash, then of course all the windows as well. And since it's been so long, I'm probably going to struggle figuring out how it all goes back together. But since you last saw it, the holes in the roof have all been patched up, and it's got a fresh coat of paint on the roof, as well as the little bits of rust fixed, and new paint there. And you probably won't be able to see, but the underside has all been completely undercoated, undersealed, so now it's fully protected from rust or anything underneath, so you can drive it on beaches, up mountains, on salted roads, and not have to worry about that. So now the next step is I've got to put it all back together, then the guy will come and help me put the windows in, then I can take it to the AA and finally get it on the road and just use it to cart this thing around and get to work on making a bed in the back and just turning it into a sick overland van.
Just like that. Oh, we're recording agent. Cause it's like that. Yeah. To kick the day off, 2 eggs to poach. I pop the toast and pop the top off my Ivanhoe. Highs and lows, fading radiance like words that I wrote. Stuck in my cranium, but maybe that's the way it is. I mean it like a play and miss. Been meaning to revisit every time I need to take a piss. Throwing high fives to no one with a stamp on my wrist. Keeping on top of a tolerance like attraction of opposites. Understand the system, but no time for economists. Rhyme autonomous, I'm onto this like dots on a page. Lacking confidence, it's obvious like prophets delayed. I'm walking loud with my windows down, sipping a nippies. Staying up on downers, sending texts for a sickie. There's just no way that you'll last long. Been about a year since I've seen my facade gone. Now broadcasting flavors on your radio wave.
Okay, it's a good few days later now, and 99% of everything is back together in the van, and 90% of it actually works how it's supposed to. Got all the back windows in, front windows, everything. So now the next step is to take it to the AA to get it complied for road use. So I can register it and everything like that. So next time it comes through these doors, should have number plates. Fingers crossed anyway, but yeah, see what happens then.
Feeding for a sip, pick up what I'm putting down like the cut of my jib. Before we roll out, I roll out.
Right, so it's got number plates, it's all registered. No real issues with compliance, just a few little things that I had to improve on the rear brakes and replacing the front headlight bulbs. So minor stuff. I've given it a quick wash outside, and now all that's left to do is just polish it, for now anyway. As you can see, this little bit here has been polished, but the rest of the paint is really, really rough. Not sure how much it shows up on the camera.
Lo-fi vibes got me citrus underneath all on my skin like a lime rind. We blips on a timeline. Take one night in 365. I'm spinning 365 times to try find a simple sign like Thai suit and a tie. Go get your flybys while I sip on the sky. And the vibe syncing up again, no need to reply. I'm thinking time's catching up, I need to find my supply. Put 9 5s aside, all inside of my mind. But my God, I lied, no sci-fi. I'm higher at night, my kite flies. No wind chimes, lacking vision through a prism. My light divides eyes. I might provide vitamins by the right type to find my...
Okay, that was a pretty big job. There's quite a lot of surface area to cover on this thing. And I'm not even done yet. I've still got to wax seal the paint just to protect it and also clean the windows and a bunch of other things. But I'm not going to bore you with all that. I'm trying to keep these videos on this build pretty fast paced. I don't know how much it shows up on the camera, but before, with the freshly painted roof, there was a pretty big contrast to the rest of the van. There was like no shine left in the paint at all. And now it basically all looks the same. So it looks a lot different in person. But I'll make sure at the end of this video I kind of include some beauty shots to hopefully show that. But I'm going to leave it at that for this video. I think I'll just leave this video as like an introduction to this Overland Hiace camper build. Like I said, I want to keep these videos pretty fast paced. I'm going to basically show all the external modifications I'm going to do to it in one video, and I'll show all the fit out and internal things in another video. And I think that should pretty much cover it. So yeah, I'll leave it at that, and thanks for watching.
Controversy, more often than not, tie your sneakers on a centipede. All we got is timing for a seed to grow an evergreen. It started from nothing, but nothing suddenly became a tree. We turned a tree into some paper, waiting patiently. Wrote ourselves a death wish and we signed it yours sincerely. No one compared to me still, my biggest enemy, so